one of those days where you're just riding along, having a great time, and then all of a sudden, you crash? It was one of those days, but the rest of the day was a blast. Except for the other time that I crashed. That's later in the video. Stick around. It is officially mountain bike park season. All the parks are open and we were ready to ride. Wanted to beat the heat. It was 68 degrees for a high up at Bryan Head Resort in Bryan Head, Utah.
So one thing you'll learn about Jason is he's super camera happy.
Yo, 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 look at us. We're at Bryan Head. We don't have to pedal today. We got our full gear on.
Paid
and
40 bucks to not have to pedal.
We're going up there. So we're throwing out the cardio and we're going for adrenaline.
The two guys that are with me today are Skylar and Layton. I just met Layton this morning, and what I didn't know about him was yesterday was his first time ever on a mountain bike, and Skylar brought him up to the park. We'll see how he does. We're going to give him a start on an easier trail. This is called Color Flow. It is a flowy, fast, fun blue trail. It's a really long trail to get you warmed up to start the day. So directly ahead of me is Skylar. He is an Instagrammer from 435MTB. Check him out. You're not going to see a heck of a lot of him today because he's really fast. Cool things about Bryan Head is things like this. Nice little jumps along the way, a couple small drops. Everything is very well marked, and you get all this for 35 bucks. I wish they were open more than just the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think that people would show up. It is pretty far from Salt Lake, and it is about an hour and 10-15 minutes away from my house in St. George, but definitely worth the trip. If you're like me, you're probably wondering, where the heck is this Layton guy? Is he handling this stuff? And so far, yes. At the bottom of the section, you're left with a choice. Go to the left and there's a pretty big drop. Go to the right and it's not so big. I've always been afraid of that big drop.
We do some little glitter, because everything is better with glitter. Gotta have speed, don't you?
Yeah, that one was so...
Note to self, next time go a little bit faster if you're going to try the big step up. And yes, to answer your question, Layton the Newb, he's still with us. In fact, that's him right there in front of me on his rental Yeti SB 140 killer bike, and he rode it like he owned it.
Jump skills required. I can jump, I don't have any skills.
Step off when you need to. I have a helmet. I have a helmet.
Skylar told him, hey, be careful, step off if you have to. This is a black line. And his answer was, I have a helmet. Classic. This is one of the newer trails. It's called Tank's Line. The berms are probably the biggest berms in the park, and the jumps, they're pretty good size as well. Great trail, really loved it. Can't wait to come back. Maybe after a rainstorm when things are a little bit less dusty and less, I don't know, marbly or loose, this would be really fun to attack. Back to the decision time, and I decided, no hesitation, I am just going to roll it. Problem with where this is placed is you lose your speed trying to go up that ramp, but I made it.
Don't know if you can see behind me or not, but look how long that line is. This is getting ridiculous. We're waiting, I don't know, not too bad, half hour in line. It's getting a little windy up here, doing some social distancing. There's my boys, Skylar, Leighton, and we found Rusty from Cedar. These berms are fun.
New this year, they added some gap jumps right in the middle of the trail, which a year ago I would have been totally afraid of, but took them in stride today. It's so cool. When I rolled into the parking lot this morning, I recognized the truck of Rusty Slade, and that's him right here in front of me. We hooked up with him midday, and he rode the rest of the day with us. Great rider from Cedar City, Utah, and he's actually a trail builder. He's one of the guys that is partially responsible for some of the great trails up in the Cedar City area. If you haven't ridden them, get out there. It's worth it.
Pretty cool the work they put in on these trails.
Alright, so that's Skylar up front, followed by Rusty, and I'm tailing Rusty in. Watch how quick Skylar is. Before long, he's almost going to be out of the picture. Really fast, really capable rider. Fun to ride with these guys, have them tow me in, and to watch them and see how they attack different lines and try to do the same thing. I really picked up a lot from them. Now we're going to go tackle one of the tougher lines out here called Timberline. We heard they added a few more jumps to it, and we're going to go check it out.
Nasty.
So as you know, GoPro never tells the truth, but this is pretty loose and chunky stuff. All I can think about as I'm flying through this is, oh my gosh, how's Leighton gonna make it through this? He's gonna hate us. I think I just said he's gonna struggle with that. I mean, seriously, would you take a Newb all the way down this? I think not.
Woo.
Quick lesson here, if the guy in front of you stops and you're in loose conditions and you have no choice but to bail, go for something soft, like I did.
Okay. I didn't know what was...
It's like, oh no.
Sorry, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't even know what that looks like, so that's why I stopped.
it can't be bad. Woo.
It gets chunky in there.
Oh my gosh. What do you think of the whole experience so far?
I love it.
How long have you been mountain biking?
16 hours.
This guy's been on a bike 16 hours. And we just took him down that. Some of the gnarliest stuff actually around here that, heck, it even scared me. In fact, I probably have poop stains. And he did it.
So for me, mountain biking is about the exercise, the camaraderie, getting out, getting off the couch, getting out and ride, and having a great time with friends and enjoying nature. And today was no different. Brian Head is a great venue to be able to do just that. I highly recommend it.
You could change your name to Dusty. So that concludes the day at Brian Head Resort. Do a little park riding today, and it was a blast. Things I learned today were better control on berms. Still sketchy for me, and especially if they're loose. And today was all about loose and all about bermy, and I was able to actually ride really confident as the day went on. So I think my personal riding got a lot better. It was great to see Leighton, the total noob. I mean, the guy hadn't been on a bike, mountain bikes. Yesterday was the first time he rented a bike. Skylar took him on a little test ride to make sure this wasn't over his head. And he made it through 6-7 runs that we did today without even crashing. I mean, he had to get off 1 or 2 spots, but not very often. And then if we waited for him, we didn't wait long. So pretty impressive for a guy that doesn't bike to be able to stay on that bike as well as he did. So it kind of gives me hope that there's others that are watching this that might see this and think, I could do that. Because really all it takes is making the effort, getting a bike and going out and riding. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Have a great day.
RMBO, riding my best life.